again, talking about like terms, right? Okay, first of all, we have to identify again, what is the definition of like terms? What do we mean if they're like terms? Okay, Ben?
They're the same power.
Okay, if they can be the same variable with the same power, and I think, or constants. And that we didn't have on our first definition. Okay? The same variable to the same power, that makes them like terms, or if they are a constant. Okay? Which is a constant that would be defined as a number without a variable. Would that make sense for a constant? And the reason we call that a constant is if you're looking at it, if you're looking at the number 3, is 3 always going to equal 3? Yeah. Is 3 is always going to be 3? Is negative 4 always going to be a negative 4? Is it going to be, if I tell you you have 3 apples, is there any way you can look at those apples and count them any different and come up with a different number? No, it's always going to be 3. So that's kind of where that's at. Might even ask the kiddos that aren't in the room, because I'm just going over the rules again. Might want to have them come back, because then they would have, if they're struggling, they would have that review. Okay? So a constant is just a number that never changes. Is 1/8, will it always be 1/8? Or could it ever have a different value? No. 1/8 is 1/8. Okay? So it's also a constant. All right? And so anytime you see constants, you'll know that they're like terms. Okay? The other thing that maybe we didn't make clear, and I'm just, in my mind thinking about what was made clear and what wasn't, is if we take, and I think it's a step that we didn't talk about, 3x minus 5 plus 2x plus 4. I'll just give you an expression. Okay? How many terms are in this expression? How many terms?
4.
Okay, I agree. There are 4 terms. There are 4 terms in that expression. I agree with that. Now, we've got to be able to identify what the terms are. And there's 2 ways of looking at it. In order to identify the terms, so I'm going to ask you to list terms. And before I start listing those terms, I've got a subtraction statement there. So in order to really know what my terms are, I have to do one of 2 things. I either have to keep the sign with the number, with the term, or I need to go in and I need to change subtraction is addition of the opposite. Or I need to do that. Okay? Because now I can accurately list the terms. Because the terms are what here, Roper? What are my terms in that statement?
3x, negative 5, 2x, and 4.
And 4. Good. Nice job. Okay? Now I know. I have 4 terms, and these are the terms that are in that statement. Now, if it asks you to simplify, once you know what the list of the terms, to simplify is nothing more than combine like terms. If you're going to simplify the expression, all you're going to do is combine those like terms. Okay? Too far. So what terms should I combine here? what terms should I combine here? Somebody other than somebody that I've already talked to, somebody new, talk to me, Jaslyn.
3x and 2x.
Okay, so I'm gonna combine the 3x and 2x, and to combine means to add. I could use that word add. So 3x plus 2x, and I get 5x, do you agree?
Yeah.
Plus, I gotta add to it, I've got negative 5 plus 4, do you agree? Combining the constants, I've combined the variables, now to combine the constants, negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. That's simplified now. And I don't think when we looked at it the other day that we got it, you've dealt with it now a little bit. And so now in my mind, trying to think more about what I've seen and how you guys, I see where maybe I didn't make it clear. Does this make it clearer for you? Yes? Okay, now, let's look at the assignment, what you missed, and let's see if we can figure out now where we made the mistake, okay? So somebody, look at what you got, where you made a mistake, look at the problem, and tell me what the problem is, and let's see if as a group we can figure it out. Yes, sir. You gotta read to me the problem, okay? I don't have my book up here. That's not the problem.
8 plus 4a plus 6.
Okay, we'll start that again.
8 plus 4a plus 6.2 minus 9a.
Is that it? Okay. Yes? Mm-hmm. We do, but he's gonna have to wait because I'm in the middle of a lesson, you know what I mean? All right, thanks. Okay, so if that's our statement, and you were asked to simplify, right? Well, let's go in, let's just use this one and tell me, let's just take and do what all we've been doing. What are the terms? Somebody raise your hand that I haven't already talked to and tell me what are the terms in this expression? Or do I need to do anything before I identify? It's up to you. You tell me what I'm doing. Jorlin.
8, 4a, 6.2, and 9a.
Should I do something before I do that 9A?
That opposite.
Very good. So now the other term is negative 9A. I either have to keep, like it was like this, I either have to keep that all connected, that sign that was the minus, need to keep it connected, or I need to change it to add opposite. Either way is acceptable, okay? Now, does everybody agree? Those are the terms, okay? What are the like terms? LT, what are the like terms? Cole?
4a and negative 9a and 8 and 6.2.
Totally agree. Okay? Now, because that's what we were originally asked to do, was simplify it. What is a simplified statement now? 8a plus 4a plus 6 2/10 minus 9a simplifies down to what? Kaylee.
You would add your negative 9 and 4, which would be
Negative 5a
-5. And then you would add the 8 and 6 and 2 10, and it'd be 14.
because what I heard her say was you're going to add these two, 4a plus negative 9a. That's where that comes from. And 8 plus 6.2 is where we get that. Okay? Do you see how if we identify all of the parts, the simplifying is really easy, as long as you know what those parts are. Okay, and that's why we start out with this chapter, making sure you understand what are the terms, what are like terms, and how do you put them together to simplify? How do you combine? That's that other word, combine or simplify. Okay? Any questions? Do we want to do one more? Want to do one more? Okay. Give me one more chance.
6.
Okay, tell me what it says. You got it there? Would you read it to me?
3z plus 4 plus 2 plus 4z.
Okay, let's just go through the steps like we just did. Terms. Somebody tell me the terms, and it can't be somebody that's already spoken. Justin, terms.
3z, 4, 2, and 4z.
Somebody tell me the like terms. Chloe.
3z and 4z.
Okay.
4 and 2.
Simplify. Somebody has to simplify that hasn't already spoken to me. Zach.
7z plus 6.
How did Zach get 7z? How did Zach get the 7z? Who have I not talked to? Emily. How did he get 7z?
We added 3z plus 4z.
3z plus 4z gives me 7z. How did he get 6 as my constant when that's not what I started with? How did he get that, Josie?
He added 4 plus 2.
He took the 4 plus 2 and that gave me the 6. Okay? We're going to do one more because we haven't done a style that I want to make sure that we do, and it may not even be one that's like that. But I want to do one more, and let's say you're going to do this one on paper. Let's see if you can do this. See if I can trip you up. See if I can trip you up. I don't like Z. This is not a good variable for me. You're gonna have to simplify it, yes. When you get it all done, then just put your pencil down. Have to have it simplified. When you've done your best, given it everything you got, then put your pencil down and we'll talk about it. But you have to do your best, giving it all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, so I get confused reading.
And that's why I did this, okay? I wanna make sure it doesn't trick you. Has everybody given me their best? All right, let's go back to the steps, okay? What are the terms? Somebody raise your hand and tell me, what are the terms? Esri,
You could do add opposite first though.
very good. You want me to add opposite? And add opposite, I totally agree with that. Okay, what are the terms? What are the terms, Jaslyn?
2x, 4, negative 2x, I mean negative x to the second power, and y, 6x, negative 5x squared, and 14.
And 14. Now I get a little bit more space. Okay, now, I don't want to get this where we can't see that. What are the like terms? What are the like terms? We've got all the terms listed. What are the like terms? Braden,
2x, 6x,
mm-hmm.
4, 14, x squared, and 5x. It's negative x squared.
Okay,
They're both negative.
both negative. Okay, so is that all of my like terms? Okay, now we're gonna take what we got and we're gonna start combining. We're gonna start simplifying, right? And this is where it gets tricky, especially with a big one. With a big one like this, it could get tricky, couldn't it? Okay, so I like to do something with it for myself. And I say, okay, 2x and 6x. That's those two. 2 plus 6 is 8x. Good. Okay, and then I know I've got a like term here, a 4, and we said 14, right? Okay, so 4 plus 14 equals 18, okay? And then I see that we said this negative x squared and negative 5x squared, right? And those two together are, what do they equal? Negative 6x squared. Okay, am I done though? Have I missed anything? Plus y. I can't combine it with anybody else, but it's still part of the expression. I can't just throw it out the window. Okay, so your final answer, and I'm going to tell you, this would work for now. You're going to find though that the final answer, when you're dealing with algebra, it is alpha. The order is alphabetical, and it is also by exponent. So if I was to put this in the proper order, I would have negative 6x squared plus 8x plus 18 plus y. That's the proper order. I'm not going to grade you on order right now. But you're going to see that's the way you will be expected as you get older, okay? All right. You may put these, I hope you took some notes. Because come Monday,